hot in here? Or am I fat? Is it hot in here or am I fat?
You drop more chocolate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Adam, how do you know you're not eating poop right now?
Because I trust them. Because I trust the gentleman
First of all,
who brought the chocolate to me.
Speak into the microphone and lift your chair, please.
Well, I didn't bring it, dude. My girlfriend gave me the chocolate, and she gave me 2 of them. So
And
I trust that she's a woman of a high enough level of integrity that she wouldn't do what something sinister. How about that?
Before we started,
it was packaged, bro.
What does that sound?
It's him. It's his stupid.
Who's calling you?
I don't know, but I don't know. I
It sounded like
Who could want to speak to Adam?
It's Darth Vader.
Like I always think about that. Like who is so urgently calling you? Maybe your mother, actually.
Or it could be your
sister?
your Facebook girlfriends.
I mean, this is
Running
good.
out
I
of
like that
money.
we're on for the pre-show. This is good. The pre-show too. Are they intellectuals?
What's the pre-show?
I mean, whatever the fuck you guys are doing now before the show goddamn starts.
Yeah. Welcome to another episode, I guess. Adam said he just stands up and shit falls out of his ass.
Okay, I will say, because normally we're hard on Adam.
Like-
He did say that as soon as it started, and I was just shocked. I'm drinking my coffee. Like, I don't want to hear this. I don't want. And also, dude, does that mean that once this episode's over, I have to get a new chair? Is that what you're telling me?
No. I have to see a doctor. Okay. I was hoping we could wrap that up.
You have to see a doctor. I
that.
get it, but what I'm saying is, should I like make that chair?
Why is that funny?
No one should go on it.
Does he have Crohn's disease?
No.
I don't know if it just pops out when it's Crohn's.
So wait, hold on. You go to the bathroom?
Okay. Let's just say it might have. There's an issue with my digestion. Okay.
I don't think it has to do with your digestion. I think it has to do with the muscles in your anus.
Yeah, it's your sphincter.
All of the above. Okay.
No. If poop just falls out,
Yeah.
you know who has this problem in life?
But I will say it. Dudes that hang out at the bars that you hang out.
Exactly.
Well, we don't share that information,
Adam,
so I won't.
Well, we don't have to. We already know.
Have you ever
All right, intellectuals in.
have you ever had a public accident?
No.
Is there sugar in this?
No, Splenda.
Oh, okay.
Okay, actually, what do you call yes and no at the same time? Well, yes and no.
We call yes and no
when
at the
you
same time? A
fart
lie.
And you end up shitting yourself? Maybe once in my entire life.
Maybe.
What?
You know when you fart and it turns out
You
that
sharted. You
Yeah.
sharted?
Oh, you know that word, eh?
Yeah. Okay, so when did you shart?
Years ago.
So what do you
Years
call
ago.
moving around and shit falling out? It's not. I guess because it's not a fart. You just. Well, so the condition that you have right
Shilling?
now.
I don't know.
So the condition that you have right now, if you had to make up a word for it, like how they invented sharding, what would this be? Would it be
I
just?
just told you shitting and filling.
Shitting. I would. Honestly, you know what his condition is? No joke. It's called anal leakage.
Or seepage. Yeah.
Yeah, anal. You have anal leakage.
But there's
I
two
could have I don't understand that because I could have the most ruthless diarrhea.
But you can hold it till
I
you get to the
can
bathroom.
hold it for a while.
But him, I told you, it's not. That's why I see a doctor. It's a sphincter. It's his sphincter muscles. It's just. He's not. He's not like, oh my god, I got a shit, and he runs. It's just coming out without him controlling it.
Wow.
That's
Hold
crazy.
Hold on, guys.
That's nasty.
There's no
too.
accident before I get to the toilet. It's after.
Yeah, once it starts, it won't stop basically, and then you move around a bit, and it falls out of your ass.
Yeah, that's the muscls of your anus, dude. They can't.
It's okay. The only advice I'm going to give you is for your sphincter is, I don't know how to put this politely, but you have to calm down on your anus.
Yeah.
For real, that's the only thing I can tell you is you have to keep calm. Watch what you eat. Watch what you insert. You have
Spicy
to,
foods.
It's like an elastic. If you pull on it too hard and it damages the elastic, and then it never retracts.
Even
But
though
if
in
you-
moments of passion we do some crazy
Yeah,
shit.
but if you slowly stretch it out, it'll eventually come back. It's a whole anal training thing. You,
know,
got to
guys,
watch videos on
I'm
it.
starting to think, what do I need a family doctor for? I got 2 right here.
You don't need a family doctor. You
Also,
need
the other reason
family
why you
therapy.
be careful for your lifestyle is because you also get AIDS. So just be careful. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's. I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah.
if in a few months or in a few years we
That's
find
the
out he's
announcement.
had it for a while.
Nothing like starting the show with poop
Biological
jokes and AIDS
matters.
jokes.
Hey, look,
jokes.
all the power to you. And I'm telling you this because we met a lady I had her on my old podcast in bed with Poseidon.
Yes.
That she was labeled the largest asshole in the porno business. So she could stretch out her asshole to like this big.
Yeah.
But because she's a professional, it was able to go back to normal, and she didn't really have any issues of pooping herself.
That's how her parents referred to
You
her.
guys don't
Our
think
daughter,
the
the
fans are kind
professional.
of disgusted hearing this?
You ever see like
Fans are kind of disgusted hearing this.
Yes,
Do
they
really
are.
want to hear this?
Yeah, but they're here for
The
it.
show is a train wreck.
You know, at the porn awards, you know, like once a girl won best anal and she got up there, she thanked God, she thanked her parents, she was crying.
You probably wonder how I got this trophy stuck in my ass.
And then she shot herself on stage. On stage.
On stage. Yes, it was on stage. Poseidon.
STD and AIDS at the same time.
I've been talking to my mom. Yeah.
Poseidon, you got me uneyed.
Yes. How was that?
I think it made a
I
difference.
cured you.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's weird that sometimes uneyeing actually works. Isn't that crazy?
It's especially crazy because I tried to curse you.
He took it off you, he threw it on me and Adam.
I've been literally trying to help him out, and he's trying to curse my bloodline.
Adam, do you know who coined the term sharded?
Yeah, it was in a movie.
It was
Called
Philip
Folly.
Seymour Hoffman.
Oh,
Yeah.
This guy doesn't know how a microphone works. It's insane.
Sorry, I'm so obsessed with. Yes, I'm happy you know.
Treat
'cause I
it,
found
treat
out
it like
recently.
treat it like a penis. Just it's always near your mouth, like
Adam.
this. Okay.
Well, I mean, we already
Yes,
know where he
Guido.
inserts penises and it's not his mouth.
You're excited for the hockey game tonight?
Yeah.
All right.
I like that he's dripping excitement. Yeah. I was in Toronto.
Yes.
They're very excited.
You know what? I like the Maple Leafs more than I like the Senators, though. I was happy that the Leafs beat the Senators.
Well, no, they didn't. Oh, you mean game one?
Well, yesterday,
6-2.
yeah.
I was watching it
They
too.
took a fucking beating
Yeah, they're a far superior team.
I don't
Yeah.
think they have a chance, Ottawa.
Why do they call them the Senators?
because that's
They're
where
in
the
Ottawa.
Senate is.
The capital of the country.
Fucking
I like that
idiots.
they both smacked you on that one. And this guy
I was
decided-
gonna
love
make
how,
it-
hold on, I love how he added just because he thought you were retarded. He goes
You
like,
know
"It's
what?
Poseidon, capital of a country."
I was gonna make a joke. It was the premise to a punchline. But you know what? Now you guys aren't gonna hear it. So
of
go
you.
fuck yourself.
Because of you, you
Because
son
you
of a
guys are
bitch.
scumbags.
You had to add that. You had to add that extra little bit. Capital of a country, like you don't know where you live.
Yeah, asshole, bro. A guy that can't even hold in his shit is trying to school me, bro.
He
This is
ran.
insane.
He ran to the bathroom. Adam, were you excited for WrestleMania?
I'm not a big wrestling fan.
WrestleMania.
They had it on at the TV where I was watching it, but
I'm surprised you're not a wrestling fan.
Yeah, you look like a wrestling fan.
I
you
watched
do.
a few shows here and there. I remember Andre the Giant. I know a few of the people, but
I remember Andre the Giant.
Roger the Giant.
What a weird statement, especially because that's like 80 years ago. I remember Andre the Giant.
well, no,
That was 80 years ago.
Andre the Giant was a while.
Andre the Giant.
Yeah,
Oh, the guy died in '93.
Yeah,
Oh, the year I was born.
Okay.
He died when you were born.
yeah. They can only,
Maybe Andre the Giant transferred into you.
no.
Maybe
The
he
reason
did.
why he died when he was born is the planet can't handle that much weight at once, bro.
Oh, the only Andre. Every time somebody says Andre the Giant, the story that comes to my mind at first is at some point I think it was on set filming a commercial or a movie. No, it was during the movie of
Princess Bride.
No. You know the one with I am Mourinho or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, Princess Bride.
Yeah, Princess Bride. He farted so loud and so long, and it smelled so bad that everyone on set went instantly quiet. And then everyone waited a bit, and the director goes, Andre, are you okay?
Yeah. You heard Jake the Snake talk about that.
very interesting.
I
fact.
like Jake the Snake.
I wanted to enlighten the people in this room. By the way, you may or may not know this. There was a former Montreal wrestler who actually I can tell you the whole story. He ripped off some mafia organization and he got murdered. Do you guys know that in the 90s?
Yeah, Dino Bravo.
Oh, you guys know that? Okay.
Wait
All right, tell me more about. I want to hear it from you, though.
Yeah.
That's all. What I said pretty much is the only story that's the only part of the
there's
story.
I mean, I feel like there could be more of a
He
story.
ripped someone off,
Oh,
and I don't know who.
Why are you
It's all
talking
he
like
said,
you're in the
she
witness
said.
protection program? Who did he rip off for what? What was it? Was it gambling? What was it?
I think it was drugs, and I don't know who. I'd rather not know who. You know,
But this
I'd
is hold
rather
on.
not
when
know.
What do you mean?
talk, it's like, you know, you better
Dude,
not.
what do you mean you'd rather not talk? This is an old story that happened. It's like it's like people not doing documentaries from 50 years ago because they're afraid of getting murdered by the mafia. It was
like,
50
I don't
years
want to get
ago.
involved.
Like, what are you talking about?
I know JFK got shot. I don't want to know nothing else.
I guess it's just a principle.
Adam, how's your
principle.
how's your gambling, Adam? Have you played?
I hope he's up.
Listen, I play a little bit here and there, but
I was doing some quick math the other day.
Quick muffs.
Okay. The percentage of underdogs winning is about 10 to 20%, right?
Okay,
On average, if we look at how things turn out.
and that's what you want.
So if you, but the underdog, if you bet on the underdog, the payout is larger. Correct? Now, if you take 10 matches, right? And on the 10 matches, you bet only on the underdogs with a 20% success rate. Let's say it's
Two of the 10
$10 a
will be
pop,
winners. I
right?
know
That's
exactly what you're gonna
$100,
say.
right?
Yeah.
But let's say some of them are times 10, some of them are times 15. You should technically, mathematically, come out on top because you will lose 80, but you will make 200, let's say. So you're up 120.
In fact, you were mentioning ChatGPT. Isn't there? Can't you ask AI? Give me a blackjack strategy or something.
Oh no, this was from my own brain, so
okay.
don't follow the advice.
The problem is it can't give you a strategy because it all depends on what's happening in front of
In
you.
front of you, yeah.
and there's a slight issue with that. You know how many different sports? Are we talking about hockey? Are we talking about baseball?
just on the underdogs, the less emotional
The
connection,
long shots.
Yeah, the most emotional connection you have to the teams, the better.
the less emotional, you mean?
The less emotionally connected you are,
The better it is.
The better it is for you.
the better it
Not
is for you.
4-3 odds, like 50-1 odds.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Well, not
Like,
just 50 to 1, but
but
20 to
whatever.
1.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Like you have to bet on like the Slovakian Super League.
yeah.
Okay, I bet very often in hockey. I've never seen 4-1. I've seen like 3, maybe. You know,
Because the NHL, because it's not all hockey. It's because you're betting on the NHL where it's the highest caliber. So
Yeah.
even the worst team
Exactly.
can have. You have to bet on some shitty leagues.
Or
But you-
tennis,
some
on
soccer-
tennis,
Yeah.
on
Chinese third division tennis.
yeah, badminton,
Table tennis.
Yeah, table tennis. No, stuff like that for real. You could really come out on top.
There's people that do it for a career.
Yeah.
So Adam,
Look, what I'm saying is I'm deeply in debt at the moment.
yeah, I know exactly.
and you're looking
Me
for a
too.
quick
It's
way
because
out.
of these
eh?
fucking Serbian female volleyball players, bro. They've destroyed my life.
Stupid horse.
You know what? I love watching fucking Olympic beach volleyball. Those girls are the best.
Because of the mandatory, uniform.
Yeah, no. They got the. Oh, you know who's that? What's her name? She's the best. Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. Everyone
She's-
likes Rhea.
oh,
She seems super cool.
But even the black girl there with the, she's hot as fuck.
Bianca Belair.
There you go. Oh man, what a match! But
Oh,
there's
who won?
They,
Who won?
They beat the shit out of each other too. You know what? I can't tell you who won because
You're a big fan.
Yeah, no, but I was watching it and then I don't know why it changed. But yeah, those girls really beat the shit out of each other.
In wrestling?
Yeah, man.
You talking about WWE or?
WrestleMania yesterday, bro?
Well, you know they don't actually beat the shit out of
No,
themselves.
they do. It's
staged.
staged, but
Yeah.
they really go through tables, bro. Like,
Yeah, but you know that
you can't
but
fake that.
But you know the tables are
I know
sawdust
I
glued
know.
together.
But, dude, it would hurt if you did that to me. I
I
promise.
was watching a documentary on that. These people do get hurt. Yeah.
Of course they get hurt.
Yeah, because of accidents.
No, because they go through the table.
That
Hulk
too,
Hogan's a
but-
fucking 4 inches shorter now than when he started because of all the leg drops he did.
Yeah, obviously it's all physical.
Yeah, I get it. It's like stuntmen. You know what I mean?
It's like stuntmen.
It's
They're
definitely like
perfect-
stuntman.
Exactly that. They
Yeah.
are stuntmen.
No.
Correct. And women.
But like because my brother's a stuntman, and he
Yeah.
explained to me, he goes, "You only get hurt when mistakes happen."
Yeah.
Because what they learn is they learn how to fall, they learn how to get hit, because there's a way to absorb a hit
On your back,
So
not,
so it doesn't even affect you.
Yeah.
Because the problem with getting hurt is you get hit at the wrong angle. But if you grab a chair, and especially those weak chairs they have, the wrestling chairs, if you hit someone flat on the back, it shouldn't hurt.
Yeah, you're
because they're so light, they're like out of aluminium.
Aluminium?
he
Is that
said
what they're-
aluminium, huh?
Aluminum.
You
know
said
what I mean?
aluminium like you're from the UK.
Aluminium. And so it's not supposed to hurt, but that same aluminum chair, if you hit the guy like right on his elbow or on his shoulder where the bone is, it's gonna hurt and they risk getting hurt.
Well, like Adam, when he falls off a ladder, he makes sure to land on his knee.
Like my brother has done stunts where he comes flying out of the car. But they do it in such a way where like, yeah, people have gotten hurt in the past. Stuntmen have gotten hurt.
He did his courses and stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
No, but the people like that, stuntmen, they learn like from other stuntmen. They don't like go to school.
But my brother has gotten injured so much.
Yeah.
No, there's schools as well.
There is?
Yeah.
But like
they're
maybe circus school.
Not official. Like it's not like a university program.
No.
Where you follow a 3-year program.
No, it's a guy doing it.
Yeah.
Pakistani guy in the back of a building.
I wonder if you have
No,
to
it's
sign
a
My
guy
friend, let
that
me hit you over here.
it's a guy that has like 30 years experience in the
Yeah,
business,
yeah.
and he has credentials, and
Yeah.
he's like, and he shows his credentials, and they go and they learn from this guy.
Poseidon, I don't want to brag, but in the business we call that creds. He's got creds.
Hey.
Yeah, he's got cred.
But like
I've met some
my
serious
brother the other day,
stuntmen.
he fell off his motorcycle, but he's fallen so many times that he just brushed it off.
Don't say that, brother. You said it, and my stomach hurt when you said he fell off his motorcycle.
No.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he just scraped.
Oh man, but that,
Like
that, they
when he
scraped for
fell,
like
he
10
was doing
feet.
he was doing a wheelie,
Of course, he was doing a wheelie.
and then he the way he fell, he slid, used his arm, propped himself up as he was sliding because he knows these techniques, right?
He knows the moves.
But he just scraped a bit his arm, he scraped a bit his legs. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy.
I hate, even my nephew has a motorcycle. I fucking hate that these young kids are doing that, man.
Your nephew has the man.
No, the other one.
Okay,
But he'll never do, he's not dumb. He'll do wheelies at like 20, 30 kilometers an hour. He'll never do wheelies at 100 kilometers an hour in the middle of
But
traffic
it's not
and
just
stuff
with
like
him.
that.
It's just there's other people out there that are retarded.
No. My brother finds professional, safe places to do these things.
I
No, I
noticed
don't mean the
this-
wheel. I mean in general, just doing it. You find one idiot who's not
Yeah,
looking. Who,
yeah. I noticed this in
he
Europe.
goes. He goes. It's these places are deserted. There's no
No,
there's
but
no
in
one
order to
around.
go there, he takes his motorcycle there. He doesn't.
Oh, yeah,
That's
of
what
course.
I'm saying. It's just riding a motorcycle
Yeah.
in the city scares me.
In Europe, they know how to drive. There's motorcycles everywhere, and
Yeah.
everything works. Here, no.
Well, do you know why?
We don't know how to drive here.
Do you know why in Europe everyone's aware and everything?
They're all manual cars.
Well,
That's one.
that's the one
You
of the
have to stay
reasons.
awake in the
But I was
fucking car.
talking to an Italian man when I was in Italy.
What are the chances? What are the
You
chances?
sure you were talking to a Mexican man?
So he explained to me because I brought it up. He was a cab driver. I go, let me ask you a question, bro. And he goes, we don't say a bro here. And I asked him, how come you guys drive so much better than in North America? And he explained, look, obviously there's the manual cars, like you said. He goes, but the first and main reason, the way the laws in Europe work in general is when you go to school, you first learn how to ride a moped. You first get a license for a moped, then you get a license for a motorcycle, and then you get cars and blah, blah. Or it's like moped, then car, then motorcycle, then
So
whatever.
you're understanding what's happening to the engine.
So
It's
what's
that.
It's not just that. Everyone learns how to ride a moped. So everyone you see in a car has ridden a moped.
Grandmothers are on Vespas, bro.
So they understand
Yeah.
that they have to be aware of the guys on motorcycles, of the people on mopeds. You know what I mean? Because they've gone through that and it hurts and they understand it.
So the manière that they learn is the
Exactly. It's because the first thing that they learn is the moped. So because it's the first thing that they learn, every driver on the road in Europe in general is much more highly aware because they understand where they come from. They understand that, hey, I learned like this and it's more dangerous, you know, and it could cause death faster. So you learn to be more aware of your
and they
surroundings.
fly. The
Yeah.
left lane in Europe is really the left lane.
Yeah. Don't get in the left lane.
No, yeah.
No. They drive fast.
Adam, what's your take on European drivers?
Oh, sounds like they know what they're doing. Sounds like they have their conventions are better than ours. How about that?
European, he's a shitting.
Yeah. I had a rather important thought and I forgot it. Oh well.
It probably wasn't important. That's
Yeah.
what they say.
Okay, I got
I got a not so important thought as well.
no.
Yes, I have the thought actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Do they have? Do they make your brother sign some kind of contract for civil liability? Because if your brother could get hurt, God forbid, break his leg, and he's in a wheelchair.
Now you're asking too many questions.
I believe he would be an independent contractor.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, but he has insurance. He has all that shit.
okay.
So
And also productions usually take care of their stuntmen even when they get hurt. They're not.
Okay.
And productions have been even people forget just the production company itself, but even the people working on the production have been known to come together and help out stuntmen if they do get hurt.
They're a very tight knit community, the stuntmen. I've met guys that have like burns. I've been in movies where my stuntman, I had to hang upside down, and they patted up this French guy. They gave him the stupid curly hair, and I'm the one that you see hanging there. But the guy that goes flying is this French guy.
The French, speaking of the French, they love stunts and parkour.
Well, there's a lot of them that do it. There's Dave. If I say names to you, your brother would know. Dave Rigby.
One of the creators of parkour was a French bald guy.
Trainer, Guido. Huh? He's a weight trainer as well, eh?
I think maybe his son is, but Dave Rigby was famous.
Again, you forgot you're on a podcast and you don't know how to speak into a microphone. It's very nice to see.
This man told me, I don't even know if he's alive anymore. He was dubbing for Richard Harris, and they had to make a lion chase him. So they stuck a fucking stake to this guy's back.
No.
And he ran. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
And then how did they stop the lion?
I don't know.
Well, that was the last time we've seen it.
Yeah. No, but they're... the other guy I know your brother knows too. I forgot his name, but he's always a stunt coordinator too. Anyway, yeah, they're very tight-knit crew. Very difficult to, like, they'll eat by themselves. It's funny on movie sets. You notice that all the hairs and makeup, they eat together. The costume people eat together. The extras eat together. The grips eat together.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's very casty.
Yeah.
Like a cast system almost.
That's incredible.
The best stunt work you'll ever see on your life is...
Buster Keaton.
No. There's a scene from a movie. It's a redhead, and she hops on her pink motorcycle, and the stunt double is a black man.
Yeah, I love that.
I mean, look, you're trying their best. Adam?
Yes.
If you had to...
Yeah, they did that then.
If you had to be a stuntman for a movie, what movie would you stunt for?
Oh, boy. That kind of scares me, honestly.
Let's just push you down the stairs. So Adam, very nice of him to pass by the other day. He came to say hello. I invited him.
What?
I was hanging out at my brother's.
And you got visited by the Adam?
And the Adam
You were hanging out with your brothers?
at my brother's.
Oh, okay.
Imagine there's another brother we didn't know about. That would be wild.
God.
So
He just pops in studio like this, looks exactly like Guido.
He
Even
was-
more
freak.
than his other brother?
Adam met Superman. You met Superman, right?
Yep.
Okay. So Adam, wow, man, we gave him pasta. We gave him hot chocolate. He ate.
I kept saying no, thank you,
He
no,
kept
thank
saying
you.
no, but he ate.
That
He
just
ate.
shows I have a big stomach because I
Yeah.
ended up eating it.
Yeah. And
And then it came right out of you.
exactly. But then this is what happens. We go to Jackpot City Casino.
Oh, I hate those internet sites. But anyways,
Okay, well, it didn't look like you hated it then.
because you guys insisted on switching to the VLTs.
I had
was playing
$100.
roulette.
Me and my brother, we had $100 left. Okay, Adam, calm down. About 15 minutes later, Adam's like, okay, I'm going to go. We checked the balance is 0.
How much did you lose?
He cleaned us out.
Let me clear. Let me.
How much?
explain-
Both
let
of you
me
guys
tell
Adam
out.
was
that
doing
story.
$17 a shot on
I
roulette.
gave it to that. I gave it to Super. I gave
swear
the
to
phone
God,
to
man.
Superman, and he ended up fucking everything up because of
he
the
fucked it up?
The VLTs. I had $57. Okay, so I lost, but I didn't
he
lose
did it all
everything.
quietly,
And
though.
then I
He didn't say,
stopped,
I lost. He just got up
and then
said,
Superman
okay, I gotta
comes
go.
in and he
He's
says,
like, I gotta get out of here before
VL
these guys beat the shit out of me.
Yeah, clean this out. There's 13 cents on
"Oh, so
my
Superman's
man.
off the hook all of a sudden, right?"
I didn't even know he was involved.
By the way, since you said Superman, you just reminded me of something. I've been watching this show called Supercell on Netflix. First of all, look, I don't want to hate on it because the concept is okay. They're kind of copying Umbrella Academy, but the black version of it.
Oh,
And here's the thing: 98% of the cast is black people, and something phenomenal happened when they were filming this show.
they got together and were still denied a loan for their hideout?
No, in London during the filming of this show, the crime rate plummeted.
Really?
No, I'm just making it up, bro.
That wouldn't even make any sense.
He was saying
'Cause
they're
they're-
they're all employed.
Yeah, exactly.
They employed every black man. in
Yeah,
London.
exactly. Yo, I felt that
that's
way,
good.
dude.
That's
Like I was
good.
watching this show,
That's funny.
and you liked it, so I know it's a bad joke.
there was another one. Sinners, I guess. Sinners. That's another one. It's from Ryan Coogler, the guy who made Creed. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not up to date on anything. What's filming? Is anything even filming in Montreal?
Oh, I don't know, but it's not the way it used to be. It's not like the good old days.
No, I don't even have an agent anymore. I don't even have teeth anymore.
Well, the last time I was with you,
There's quite a few
you
things.
told
we
your
don't
old,
know.
you
one is
told your
related
old
to the
agent
other.
to go fuck herself. I remember the email.
yeah. But we might rekindle.
Did you speak to her?
No, but
I don't know if she'd be down.
There's a third party who let
Wants
me.
to reunite you?
Yeah.
By the
Aldo.
way, you said something so insane.
Yes.
When you walked, I never thought I'd hear this sentence ever in my life.
Oh yeah, he's living the dream right now.
About your pants, dude. He goes, I had to wear underwear because my pants are ripped.
But it's savagely ripped. Like you have no crotch whatsoever.
Yeah, which
no,
is,
you don't have to show them.
if you think about it, it's such an insane sentence to think because it means you've never worn underwear.
I'm not an underwear guy.
which is completely insane. I don't understand how you wear
No,
jeans and no underwear.
Try it.
Nah.
You know why? As a once again overweight guy, when I got thin, one thing that bothered me was the bunching up of the boxer shorts in the pants.
You get used to it.
No, but it even bothers me when I see referees that don't know how to tuck in their shirt. You know what I mean? It drives me nuts.
Yeah, but this is things that people live with because it's proper etiquette.
Well, you got to get.
You know what I mean? Like
I'd rather
you're supposed to have a buffer zone between your skin
and jeans. I would rather
and your pants.
I would rather have the Homer Simpson underwear than boxer shorts.
Go ahead with that.
Go ahead with that.
All right.
Look, different things work for different people.
Yeah.
Right. Like what works for me is the boxer briefs that are tight
They have to be snug, or else they bunch
and they're
up.
long.
Yeah,
and
those
they're
are the
long.
jockeys.
Yeah, but they're tight, skin tight.
Yeah.
So it feels like and I buy
I
high
got it.
quality. I buy that material that's like
That's it. It has to be that.
It's like
I got it,
it's like ooh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got it.
It's
Like
really
nylon.
soft.
Yeah, I got it.
It's really soft and it doesn't affect me negatively.
What about you, Adam? Do you still always wear the
Adam
G-string?
is gonna have to be wearing diapers soon.
Adam wears G-string.
I've learned a golden lesson in life. You don't bring up subjects that can be used against you.
Nice.
Well, nobody's using it against you.
In
Everyone's
a
just-
court of law, sir, was that you in the G-string?
In a court of social law. How about that?
Just get it over with. Get a colostomy bag. Just get the bag that takes your shit out anytime you need.
Adam, actually, because you were saying you're going to the hospital, how long has it been since you had anal leakage? Because if I'm not crazy, I think a year ago you had mentioned that already.
Oh boy.
So it has been
I
a
don't
while.
want to mislead you, but I want to make it clear that behavior that I was describing to is not regular, okay? It's not
well,
always.
It's definitely irregular.
You need
Where
more
were you?
brand
Where were you this past weekend?
with
Are
the
we changing
Ovan.
the subject?
No, where were you this past weekend? I'm curious.
I was at a certain bar and I saw a certain gentleman named JC
There you
Chirac.
go. And now all of
Okay,
a
well, don't
sudden,
out him too.
and now you have anal leakage. Okay. We know what happened. We know what went down. You don't have to paint
No
us the
comment
picture.
whatsoever.
No comment. Leave it at that, Adam. No comment.
Damn, that's crazy.
But Adam, again, because we got sidetracked. You said that last time when we had you on. You said it's irregular. Obviously, it's irregular. If it was regular, you wouldn't be shitting your pants. What we're trying to say is, how long has this been happening now? Because you might have to really go rush to a hospital, or a doctor rather.
Can you fix
year,
the muscle? Can people repair the muscle?
Yeah,
Well,
Why'd you
hold on, guys.
I think so.
I'm not deviating so that I can avoid answering the question, but hear me out, please. My doctor, I went to see an internal medicine doctor, I think it was, whatever they're called. I think an internal medicine doctor, and he told me the main thing that I need to find out is
Eat
this could
better and
still
stop
be a
going to the East End.
byproduct- This could be a byproduct of some foods that I'm allergic to.
Yeah,
I
but
want
fuck up.
Shouldn't
That's
your
where the
mother
blood
hook you
tests
up?
come in, and I'm still okay. I haven't gotten around to it, but I need to call.
I'm sure your mother can hook you up with so many fucking people she knows in her.
It's not the question of being hooked up or not being hooked up. It's a question of getting them to act on, analyze the tests.
The
Walk
test,
in
the,
and shit on the floor.
the test should be them listening to this podcast.
I mean, Adam, you have to at least go visit any doctor. At this point, jokes aside, you can't live like this.
You should walk in and tell them the truth. You should walk in and be like, "Look, doc,
Well, hold on a second.
I know you're going to test my blood, but what you should really test
Is my ass.
What doesn't scare me as much, rather, let me put that in parentheses, as much, is not the behavior I just described. It's the fact that I'm going to the bathroom like 4 or 5 times in a row in a 10-minute span. That's what scares me.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
that's
don't,
another
you don't
problem.
get it over with in one shot.
First of all, that's
you
very
have to keep going back.
Yeah, that's very
well, not
look,
often,
Adam,
but
Adam,
it
Adam. That's very simple. Is all you eat is Michelinas and
Yeah, exactly.
whatever somebody gives you. Okay,
Vegetables. Yeah.
No, he
stop it.
he literally
Stop it.
buys frozen
Okay.
foods in a
Yeah.
microwave. That's all he eats.
Michelinas, they're
Yeah.
$2
Yeah.
at the grocery
For
store
six.
for $6. They are terrible. Like once in a blue moon, I get it.
Oh, they're not good if you buy them regularly.
Adam, eat a vegetable.
Do I
Boiled
look like I
broccoli.
have a database on what foods are good and what are not?
Oh, shut the fuck up, you retard. What a dumb thing to do. Look at a database. I don't know that vegetables are better than Michelinas.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Like it's obvious, man. You know what I mean?
All right.
Imagine being
So
a
hold
stranger.
So hold on.
Were you
No,
playing
because
me?
I didn't finish my damn sentence. I think you should walk into your doctor's office.
Did you just say Madame sentence?
No.
Damn sentence.
Oh, damn sentence. Sorry.
Hello,
Who is
madam.
this Madame?
You should walk into the doctor's office and be like, look, I gotta be honest with you. I eat Michelinas every day. Okay? That's why I have to poop so regularly. And be like, second thing is, just tell him what you told us, that you hang out in
CD bars.
See, I found the exact CD
in
bars
the East
location.
Village, and he's gonna understand. You know what I
And
mean?
he's
It's not his job to understand. It's his job to help me.
But he can't help you if he
No,
doesn't
but
understand.
what I mean is they're gonna have to. They can skip the blood test now. They know what's going on. You know what I mean? So he's gonna give you a list on what to eat and what not to eat.
If anything, they will take another blood test.
And yeah, I guess but not for they won't be looking for the same things. Is what he's trying to say.
Go to the
though.
produce section, get a cucumber, and say, "Oh, you're supposed to eat
Look,
these things."
a grocery store. A grocery store is very simple. Okay. Anything that's in the frozen food section is no good, and everything that's in the middle of the aisles is no good either.
Yeah, it has to be all the outside.
It has to be all on the outside.
Correct.
The meats, the vegetables. That's the only thing that's good.
Adam never goes to
And
that
the
section.
dairy section. If
Yeah.
if there's cheese in the aisles, that cheese is no good.
It's in a can.
I'm not
Yes.
a big fan of cheese.
Well, cheese is not a big fan of you, bro.
This guy, that's all he heard.
Wait, yeah. There's more than just cheese. He just said you couldn't have cheese. You can if you wanted. He never said
Yeah.
you had to have cheese.
Adam, eat a leaf.
Okay, well, I'm not a big fan of that stuff. I'm just letting you know.
What
All right.
stuff? Cheeses.
Healthy food.
Cheese, yogurt, yes. Cheese,
Yogurt,
butter.
okay.
Actually,
better you don't.
with
With
your
your diet-
condition, with your condition, it's
You should avoid that
You
anyway.
should avoid
Okay.
cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right about that.
Are you guys like amateur dietitians as well?
Yeah.
Well,
No, it's called
Common sense.
General
being
information?
informed. You know,
common sensiticians.
Adam, if you were
Common sensititions, you say?
it's called we know more now than we used to. You know,
So we're sharing the wealth.
eventually, when you get older, Adam, you'll understand. He's my age.
But in order, Adam, for you to get older, to have a chance of getting older, you got to get healthy.
Adam, what's the over/under on the game tonight?
Which one? There's 4 of them.
Well, the
His
Habs.
mother.
Oh. I don't know. I didn't look.
You didn't check?
he's gambling on all 4. That's why I asked.
He's going straight. Yeah, he ain't going to his mother.
Which one?
He knows all 4 games.
Shit! What are these 4 games, Adam?
Well, Ovechkin's supposed
Dallas,
to kick.
Colorado, Montreal, Washington, Dallas, Colorado, Winnipeg, St. Louis, and I forgot the 4th one.
I already forgot the other 3. That
Are
you
they going to
mentioned.
play? Are they going to play Ovechkin tonight? Or are they going to save him?
Do I work for the Capitals? How am I supposed to know that?
Oh, he placed a bet on that.
No, I didn't.
I would bet against the Habs. Unfortunately, I would bet on Ovechkin.
Well, that would be the favorite in this case.
Yeah.
You know, there was that movie with Matthew McConaughey that fooled people. That expert gamblers.
Two for the money with Al Pacino.
Yeah, there you go. And he's like fucking
Yeah.
sweating, and he's training, and he's like trying to get focused.
Yeah.
And then it's just guys like Adam. You know?
Yeah.
Guido, another movie I was thinking about out of New York. You ever see a movie called The Bronx Tale?
Yes, very much.
Yeah.
Your father's the tough guy. I want to see him get up every morning and ride that bus up and down the street. Your father's the tough guy. Sonny was right. You. No, I never saw it.
I'm listening to Al Pacino's book, by the way.
And it's Al Pacino talking.
Yeah, it's Sonny Boy.
Gotta be hilarious.
Man, what a voice.
What a life.
Yeah. You know, he almost got fired for The Godfather
yeah.
twice.
Yeah, it wasn't until the scene where he shoots Virgil Salazzo and Francis sent the footage to the studio that they said, okay, this guy could do it. Even James Caan was supposed to play Michael at one
James
point.
Caan used to do a lot more.
Yeah, James Caan was great.
But could you imagine he got fired? Like, who can you picture anyone else other than Al Pacino
At the time?
as Michael Corleone? No, for real. Like,
No, and that's it. I'm
looking
trying
at it now,
Looking at who was available at the time, imagine Burt Reynolds. You know what I
who's
mean?
Burt Reynolds again?
Oh, you would laugh if I said, imagine Robert Redford. I mean, who was around? Gene Hackman? Dustin Hoffman, maybe? Maybe Hoffman would have been able to pull it off. I don't know. No, you can't picture anybody. It's one of those roles.
Yeah.
But
It's like Iron Man and I was gonna say Iron Man and Tony Stark. What's his face, bro?
How come Tony Stark is playing
JR. No,
Doctor-
what's his name?
Robert
bro?
Downey.
Robert Downey Jr.
But how come he's playing Doctor Doom now? I don't even understand.
Well, actually,
I don't get it either, to be honest.
People were apparently upset about that, but there's a alternate universe in the comics
Well, I'm sure they're following
where
the-
Iron Man becomes Doctor Doom.
Well, that's it. I'm
Yeah,
sure
but
that's
there's
that.
always an alternate of everything.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't care one way or another.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Yeah.
I did have a question. Just a thought. We were talking about civil liabilities. Does anybody
Is that
know?
what
Does
civil
anyone know if
liability?
Alec Baldwin may have been civilly responsible for that death?
He was he was responsible he shot a woman in the face, so definitely he had some responsibility.
Criminally, but it's not. It's two separate matters. Is he also
I-
responsible?
We've
civilly?
come a long way since the 50s.
I forgot,
gotta say.
Adam, but
mean-
yeah, like OJ's
I
civil
just
case
about to
too.
say
yeah.
OJ, and he lost.
Well, I know Alec Baldwin has got a reality show now, so you know
oh yeah,
him and all his kids. The guy had like
8 kids. I read of it. I read it.
He also won baldness.
What do you mean?
Baldwin. He beat
All right.
he beat
Well,
Baldwin.
let me tell you something
Adam,
about
Adam,
that.
can you
Yes.
beat him up for me?
No, but he does have that whole family of brothers has the best fucking hair in Hollywood. By the way,
Who?
They all have Baldwin. All the brothers. They have
All the
wonderful.
Baldwins?
They all have wonderful.
You
hair.
know which actors I like? The Skarsgårds.
Stellan,
There's more than one, eh?
Well,
Yeah, they're a whole family of actors. They're from the father. The father was the teacher in Goodwill Hunting.
yeah, he was the bad
yeah,
guy.
that's the
in,
dad?
Yeah.
I know that guy.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love that
and,
guy.
And they made a remake. You're gonna be disappointed. They made a remake of The Crow. You know how amazing The Crow was, the original one in the
I
90s.
heard this remake. I never wanted to watch it.
I have to say it is.
It's pretty good with the new guy.
Look, it's better than Snow White.
That's not saying much.
It's
wait,
better than Snow White.
Adam's anal condition is better than Snow
The
White.
other one,
But it's worse than a lot of things.
the other guy is It the Clown, right?
Yeah.
That's the son of the
son.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a talented family.
I got smashed with that guy, the father. I was.
He smashed you.
No, he came in
drunk?
and for
He smashed you, and then I was like, "Were you drunk?" He smashed him sober, bro. He was sober, and he just got
stayed-
Because
smashed.
he's asking, how else is your anus supposed to loosen up if you're sober?
I imagine when you say you got smashed, you got
drunk with him.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I was working at on Carmine and Bleecker, right near Joe's Pizza across the street.
But the car wasn't yours.
New York.
And, no. It was a cafe. It was a Montreal bar in 2004. A Montreal style cafe with the sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
Yeah, and espresso and the soccer game, and we could only, because we're across the street from Pompey Church, you could only serve beer and wine. So I had this guy came in, Stellan, that's his name. He by the time he left, he had one eye closed. He was a very nice guy. He hung out all day. I swear, maybe 6 or 7 hours. This guy just polishing bottles. Very nice man. And you know who else I hung out with at that place all fucking day? The best friend of Johnny Depp in Blow. That guy that screws him over.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever happened to that actor? He was a good actor.
You don't remember his name?
No, but he looked like a Baldwin, but he wasn't.
Let's Google Blow.
The hell was that
cast.
guy's name?
Blow was good too.
that
Blow
guy's-
was a great movie.
that guy's an
underrated.
actor.
Oh,
from
you know what I want to
Spain
do?
or
I want to
something.
do. You know his red denim jacket
Yeah.
in the scene. I want to.
You can make one.
I want to buy it.
Hamana. Jordy. Jordy.
Is it Ted Dem?
No, his name Ted Dem is the director who died. Jordy.
Jordi Mola.
There we go. That guy. He was great.
I mean, I think he's still around.
Yeah.
No, this guy's still around.
Okay, we're in what?
But you see him in the, like, here's the thing. I think In the early 2000s, I would see him in a lot of shit.
That's when I saw him there. He had an
But
audition. He had a script in his hand, and he was studying his lines.
Yeah, but he wasn't in a lot of stuff for a while, but then like the late 2010s and now early 2020s, I've been seeing him pop up in random stuff.
Well,
again.
he's aged. I mean, he's got to be 60s.
What's he been in? What's his name?
I don't know.
Jordi Mola.
I know him as the friend in Blow. That's what I know him as.
He usually plays a bad guy.
Yeah. He screwed him over.
Plays a bad guy. Well, he was in Bad Boys 2, remember?
I don't
He was in
remember.
Colombiana, came out in 2011.
Nice.
He was in a lot of. He was in Riddick. No way. He was
Oh,
in
by the way,
Riddick.
Riddick underrated. Riddick was actually good.
Oh, dude,
Didn't they
Riddick.
film that here?
Dude, I don't know.
I used to have an obsession with the Riddick trilogy at some point.
You got all Vin for Diesel?
Hey. No, but dude, just the lore, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was actually good.
It was like steampunk Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like steampunk Star Wars a bit. You feel me? Especially in the second movie where he goes to the planet and shit, and there's
Well,
the people, and then they get attacked
That second movie
by the
was,
guys.
was filmed at Mel's. The second
Really?
Riddick was filmed.
Dude, Mel's did a lot of stuff. I was doing extra work at Mel's at some point, and
Mel's 1, 2, or like the big ones?
They have,
The big ones.
they have a lot, dude.
yeah, dude,
They
it's
have two
insane.
big ones right across each other from the water. Have you
Yeah.
noticed?
Oh
that?
yeah, dude, it's
I
insane.
didn't know they had one on the
It-
Montreal
it-
side.
it's it's an entire compound.
Yeah, the one, the little one on the Montreal side is the smaller one that they've done Quebec
I would
prices
I would
right
love-
in there.
so big though.
I would love to work in there.
We're saying smaller one, but it's so big.
It's Michel Trudel.
But I was in the humongous studio.
Yeah.
And there was the day after tomorrow, I think that they filmed there as well.
Yeah.
You know what they did? There's a scene where there's flooding coming in, and what
Yeah,
they
yeah.
did was, bro, they sealed the entire room,
Yeah.
and they
Filled it up.
they did like 20 takes, and the 20 times they had to flood,
Yeah.
empty out the room, flood it again, empty out the room, the studio.
But it's so
Because it's a studio that's
yeah.
it's 8 stories high. The studio.
It's so big that they're filming outside, inside.
yeah. It's insane,
They're,
dude.
they're doing the New York City public library, and the flood is coming in outside, inside.
Because I remember I was hanging out with the other extras, and I see the day after tomorrow, and I go because I remember watching it, and I remember the flooding and the this that it's outside and everything. I go, they filmed that shit in here, and one of the other guys that knew, he goes, yeah, they flooded. It was Gapes, I think, that told me
That
that
it flooded.
they flooded the
Yeah.
room, and then they would empty out the
Yeah.
studio.
How do you
and
even
flood
do
it.
that? I don't understand how that's done.
Crazy, bro.
Joey Elias was NYPD in that movie. That's what I always
Oh,
remember.
really?
Joey Elias was great in that movie.
Oh shit.
He was the NYPD cop.
I can buy that.
I've when I was at Mel's, like they built like East 56th Street and 5th Avenue or something like that.
Yeah, it's an entire.
And I'm in New York, in Montreal, outside with taxis, bro. But I'm inside, outside.
Yeah, it's
and
a-
then the next day I had to go to New York, and I went to that street. It wasn't the same.
Obviously.
It was just an idea of New York.
Yeah.
But they built those fucking Sesame Street houses, the brownstones, the Cosby Show houses perfectly. Just the facade. They're incredible. Whoever
There's
works-
I think there's an entire industry on how to do just that, I think.
Oh my God.
Of blue collar guys that do just that.
Bro, they could build you a whole city in a day. They're such good workers, those
It
guys.
is crazy what they can do though.
That's
yeah.
wild, yeah.
Adam, you been in a movie ever?
No, I was thinking about since we're
He doesn't
since
care
we're
about
still
being
on
in
the
Adam's
subject
been in
of
many
movies.
home movies.
Somebody I know actually said that they were, and I'm manning up. I know very little about the guy. Someone was telling me that they were watching or they plan to watch a documentary on Andy Kaufman. Apparently, this guy never told a joke. He was just naturally a guy that was a bit on the weird side. Is that true? I don't know if you guys know.
Andy Kaufman? I
Yeah.
don't think he really told a joke. You're right.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
But it was funny though.
So his natural character was funny. That's,
But that was his fake natural character.
Is he being serious right now or is
Yeah,
he fucking
yeah.
with us?
I
The
don't
problem
know
with Andy
anything about him
Kaufman
except
is
he never told.
he was
sorry.
never not in role, so we don't know.
Yeah.
He's always
Oh.
in character.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
we don't know what his natural. Oh, I see.
Yeah, because that's how deep he went into it.
Yeah, he really committed. He played this character for years. And
Did people like his comedy? I mean,
yeah, I mean,
Oh.
we're still talking
Is
about
he
him.
up
He
there with
died in
Don? Is he up there with Don Rickles? You know,
I would
famous-
say so. He died in 1984, and we're talking about him.
Oh,
so,
okay,
you know,
okay.
Someone say it went as far as to live in a boiler room.
Did anybody ever watch that show, Taxi? I know he played
Yeah.
in a show.
Yeah, I watch it. Christopher Lloyd is in it.
Yeah,
No kidding. The Back to the Future guy.
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Didn't know
And
that.
And Tony Danza.
Who's the boss, right? He played in that.
You're the boss.
That's a name I haven't heard in ages, but
What
You're the boss.
Tony Danza. You don't remember Tony Danza?
No.
Tony Danza.
I remember him.
Man, he's a big 80s. He's got to still be alive.
Yeah, there was Who's the Boss? What was the other one that he was in?
I don't know, but Who's the Boss sucked.
Yeah, Who's
It
the
still
Boss?
sucks today. Except for Elisa Milano, but she's 12 there. So
That was when they discovered her, kind of.
yeah,
No?
when she was in Commando on that show.
Did you like the show Full House? I'm just thinking about 80s.
Also a garbage show. But for Bob Saget, you watch it a bit.
Yeah.
But,
Full House, yeah. Like a lot of this stuff, you because of nostalgia, you like it, but then when you look back, you're like,
Oh, it's
this
just
was written
awful.
poorly.
Oh,
How did
terrible.
Andy Kaufman die?
Boy Meets
We don't-
Cancer, bro.
Yeah, but also his death is weird. Like there was like conspiracies that he didn't
was
die.
that?
I just made a sound.
Yeah.
I went like this.
Oh, there. Oh,
What the fuck?
Bro,
That's because of your no teeth.
It's because I have.
you're like a lion, though.
You know when you know when Predator takes off his mask and
That's
you see
you.
the.
How are you making that sound?
Go on, Pantelis, about what you were telling me about
like
Andy.
it's so confusing because it sounds like good pussy too.
Oh,
You know.
okay, stop. You know that now you're fucked. He's gonna try to stick his dick inside your mouth. Right?
Andy, what were you telling us about Pantelis? What were you telling us about Andy?
Andy, first name basis Andy Kaufman. Andy Kaufman. There's also rumors that maybe he faked it all, that he was actually alive, because he's such a. That's the kind of shit that he would pull.
That he faked his death.
Hold
and
on.
he's
What
gonna
do
show
the
up
experts
now.
believe he died of?
What do the experts
The
believe?
experts.
The
never-
experts believe he joined the
Yeah,
intellectuals.
the experts have never convened to.
And he's
make-
going to be here in 10 minutes. Let's all prepare.
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna kill this guy.
Do something you're going to regret, eh?
I don't watch
Adam-
watch
Adam-
the one with Jim Carrey where he plays him. Just watch that movie.
Yeah, Adam.
Man on the moon.
No, not Adam. Guido. When you try to hush someone, do you whistle at the same time?
Oh, yeah.
Shh, go shh. Okay, no, never mind.
I'll get teeth. I promise this week I'm getting them. They're coming from Amazon.
For real, you keep promising every week that you're gonna get teeth. What's going on?
If you were to get dentures, could you eat comfortably with
Oh
them?
no. That's why all this happened.
Why don't you
Because
get?
Mexican guy took off my front teeth and I allowed it.
He filed them.
And he put a bridge from this tooth to this tooth, and just eating an apple is awful. You can't. When you bite from your front teeth, you want to feel it. You don't want to feel like they're about to come off. That's why I hate dentures. That's why I would never wear dentures. That's why all this is happening and taking so long is because they're implants. The rest are crowns.
Guido, I would
Implants
still
is
like
like
to know,
$5 grand
What
a
did the
tooth.
Oh,
No.
dude, I'm telling you, this is going to be an Escalade, bro. Brand new.
What did the Mexican doctor do that was not appropriate?
He was
supposed
born.
To, he was supposed to fix your teeth, and
He
didn't.
also
I'm
molested
just
him.
trying to understand.
No, he
He did a bad job, or
When he was asleep on his couch, he drew penises on his
Yeah,
forehead.
no, he deliberately filed my teeth down to toothpicks, knowingly that they would snap one day.
what a prick.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
at
whatever.
least report him to the order of dentists.
Yeah, why don't you do
This fucking guy, bro.
It's like okay,
the order
it's
of
Mexico,
dentist.
right? Anybody can do anything, right?
Fuck me,
it's
bro.
Yeah.
The government is literally run by the cartels, bro.
Yeah.
What
The
order of dentist,
They're
bro?
gonna come in. They're gonna tackle them to the ground. They're gonna come out of their car with their badges. Order of dentist. Oh my God! What world do you live in?
Fuck, bro.
Oh man.
So nobody watched WrestleMania. Do we not care about wrestling
I
anymore?
watched a bit, but I mean, we haven't cared for real, like we haven't really cared for years. Like it's not us.
But John Cena's champ again.
Yeah, I don't not care. Like I don't have anything against it, but if I catch it, I'll catch it. But me and Poseidon aren't really keeping tabs on it, right?
All right. How about the other wrestling? Pope Francis died.
That's crazy. Yeah. So the kid wrestling stopping.
How appropriate is it? that
Temporarily
I
until
can't
new
believe you just said
leadership.
that.
he
Until
died?
new leadership.
When did he die?
He died on Easter. So that's
Sad.
yeah.
He was
but
in his 80s, right? I think.
88.
Wow. Is there a temporary and interim replacement, or
No.
I don't know how those things work.
It's Valerie Plante. She.
They're gonna build bicycle paths in Vatican
Is
City.
there such a thing as a vice pope? I'm trying my best.
No,
to
A
no.
vice pope.
Whoever's next to him.
You know what? You're right. There's a good. No, now the conclave. Now all the cardinals from around the world are going to fly to Rome, and they're going to do that secret in the Sistine Chapel. They're going to do the secret vote that they usually do with the black smoke and the white smoke.
Yeah.
And,
You know, I always have to say about these bishops and all these religious figures that, you know, they're attached to the Catholic Church. I don't envy them, but sometimes I look at them, like, especially when I was in Italy, they must have such laid back lives.
Not a lot of stress.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They're just there to be religious.
Yeah. It sounds like a library at the house.
Yeah.
You're
it's
right.
so, it looks
It's kind of calming.
like I've never seen any of them stressed out.
No, just
like they're always telling everyone to chill the fuck out.
yeah, they eat and drink wine, and that's their
Yeah,
life.
bro, they're chilling, these guys. They're always in pajamas.
It's true.
They're so comfortable.
They're dressed like Muslims.
Yeah.
They're always in the long dresses.
Yeah, they're never bothered by anything.
Where does one buy the priest's shirt? Like besides a Halloween store,
I think the Gap.
isn't there the priest's shirt with the collar like that? Where do you buy that?
I think the Gap. They have it all.
Is there a
Simon's.
I mean, I think it's just a dress shirt with a white
No, it's not.
piece of paper.
No, it's like a special
No,
shirt.
It's
He
a
is right.
special shirt.
Oh, it's a
not
special shirt,
It's not a
really?
collar like this. You ever see those Chinese collars that don't have the flaps? It's one of those like that. It's a very specific.
Yeah.
Where do you buy that? Is there a church shop?
I'm sure there's some underground
Uniform
shops.
company?
Yeah, for sure.
Like the same store that makes nurse.
It's for sure. It's for sure. No, probably not the same company, but it's probably like
It's probably the church themselves.
no, but it's probably a company that makes outfits for private schools as well.
I get
Do you know
it.
what I mean? Because
Okay.
I remember when I was in private school in elementary. That's
Yeah,
a
you
credit.
had to go to a specific.
We had to go to a specific thing. They kind of had
Yeah.
like some religious
It's
stuff
the-
too. You know what I mean? And it had kind of the same smell as a church. So I'm guessing that
smells like
it's
incense.
I
the
mean, that's
same
pretty
company.
good detective work. That's
Not bad.
Yeah, and this is memories from when I was a child.
Because you figured, how is this possible?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's like that.
The people outside. I remember being outside the Vatican, and they have those tables like this where they're selling rosaries and crosses and all that stuff. And to have that spot, it's like having a hot dog stand next to Central Park. You
Yeah.
have to earn that. That spot's your spot. This guy's family has had that spot for like 500 years. And he's Jewish. Isn't that great?
Who's really running the Vatican
Yeah,
City?
you know, the guy selling the stuff out there.
he's
This is
right.
not, it's not
Yo,
a lie.
Poseidon just dropped one. He's right. Though.
Yeah, but it's not a joke. That guy
He's
told
just
me
a
that.
rosary. I'm just a rosary salesman.
Hey,
Irving. Yeah.
hey, schnauz.
All right, it's on to us. Take him out.
He had the
But I gotta say,
Sean Penn Jufro.
because I went to Vatican City,
Oh yeah, you have actually.
and I have to say,
was delicious.
it makes me wonder, what the fuck are we doing in modern day architecture? Man,
We make blocks.
Dude,
Yeah.
you don't understand the architecture in Italy. First of all, Italy is like Greek architecture. Just they didn't get as conquered as us, and they didn't get as bombarded as us, so they have a lot more of
Old
it.
stuff.
And they don't have the British stealing their shit either. So
That's what I noticed about Berlin, by the way. Half of it looks like this street with blocks, and half of it looks like
like-
old Montreal.
okay,
It's very fucked up.
so but the architecture in Italy is so beautiful, especially when you go to like Rome and Vatican City, and they still keep the old architecture that's been excavated, and you can visit it. Like, it just makes you feel like, what the fuck are we doing, bro?
Oh, man.
Why are we living? Like, I see people walking into fucking work, bro, and they're walking into work, and there's giant pillars, bro.
Yeah.
Does anyone understand why they did that?
And they're walking into their apartment, and there's giant pillars, bro. And we walk into our apartments, and it's fucking flimsy little fucking doors, bro.
Yeah.
You understand? And then they got these giant fucking doors. And and there's a door. They're so big, these doors. There's a door within the door, bro. You
No,
do
they have,
understand
you know
what I
they
mean?
have a lot of courtyards. Courtyards.
Oh, but you know why I found out the courtyards? Because of the temperature, because it's so hot.
Yeah.
Courtyards create natural airflow.
It's like your
to keep
living
the house
room.
is cool.
Most people I know in Italy live in their courtyard, outside, inside.
And the elevators are all in the courtyard, and you could tell it's been an added thing because it's all in steel construction.
You know what Italy
The
has
elevators.
has a lot of too? Wandering street dogs that are just fine.
But that's Europe in general.
Yeah, the dogs hang out every day at the same time. They would meet at the same time.
I
bro.
always felt terrible for those dogs because it's like locals don't want to help them really.
but-
Sometimes you have a restaurant owner, but apart from that, no one's
Bro,
doing
but
shit
in
for
my
them.
neighborhood in Italy, I'm telling you, the same dogs hook up every day at the same time.
Yeah, they're all homies.
It's like I'm telling you, it's so weird.
Oh, I remember.
No, but people feed them. They're human, man.
I remember I was in Greece and there was a stray dog and I was feeding it. But then at some point I think I reached into my sacoche
Yeah.
for my wallet. And the dog got scared. It thought I was pulling out a weapon and it ran away. So that means people beat it.
People do beat, yeah.
Well, no kidding. People beat it, but at the same time, they're cliquey. I like to see that. You see that they're every day at the same time. They're barking at each other, or they meet, and then it's very interesting.
It's an entire world
Of dogs.
of dogs that we don't know what's going on.
I feel so bad for those dogs. I love dogs. I think dogs are better than people.
To a certain extent, yeah.
Like in this, like I just the unconditional love.
Well,
All their intentions are good.
It's
Their-
not
their
100%
defenses
unconditional.
Over,
Like I'm sure if you had a dangerous dog and you didn't feed it and you
No, I know.
and you didn't
but
treat it properly, it would eat you even though you were its master.
but over evolution, the dog, that cute face is a survival.
yeah.
thing.
You know what they're saying? Scientists are hypothesizing
Mm-hmm.
that foxes are evolving just as once cats and dogs did in order to be domesticated by humans.
I don't mind that. I think foxes are adorable.
They
if
are
a fox
adorable.
would love to live with me, I would allow it.
Yeah,
I just don't like their sound. Like it's so like whoa.
Why are you doing it?
Whoa, that's not
mean,
what I was expecting to come
I'll
out of
tell
you.
One thing, the way I know you, more, you're not gonna make him laugh.
Oh, dude, when I was sleeping one night
Oh,
Really?
wait, hold on. Is this story gonna get foxy?
and in my bedroom, close, and in my bedroom, leave the window open a bit. You know what I mean? Just to let some air flow. And bro, I wake up at 3 a.m. Why don't me? The thing is, you could start vacuuming, I won't wake up.
Yeah, I
Won't
get
wake
it.
up.
Yeah.
You could start
Construction site outside.
unfazed.
Yeah.
But if I hear a door creak,
That'll wake you up.
I'm up, bro. Sharp. If I hear ambient noises outside, if I hear footsteps on staircases, I'm up.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I got it.
So I hear right outside of my window, bro. No, I hear. Ah.
That's a human.
Wait. And then I go, and then, bro, as soon as I heard that, eyes wide open. What the fuck is that? I go, there's no way I'm hearing this correct. I hear, and I'm like, yo, is it some old lady crackhead or some shit? And then it gets more aggressive. I wait, I go, okay, it's gone. Bro, I get up, I look.
What is it?
Bro, it was two cats arguing, bro.
Over the price of milk?
Bro, it was two cats. They were on the stairs. And I popped up in my
Were
head.
they attacking each other, or they were just staring?
They were
at
just
each other?
arguing.
Literally arguing.
And then I looked at them, and then they looked at me like I interrupted something. And I'm like, but you outside my fucking window.
That's very funny.
What do you mean?
They're like, ha! See, we're in the public now.
And then as I'm staring at them, they turn around, start arguing again.
That
I
is
go-
great.
Stop caring. Like,
And then I
look at
open
this
the
fat fuck.
I open the window more. I go, and they go, fucking motherfucker. Okay.
So funny. They were arguing, and they were mad at you for interrupting their
Yeah,
argument.
dude, that's so crazy.
Like two old men. Adam.
I do like that cats have the ability of
oh,
like,
they're so funny, dude.
you're not a cat, don't get involved.
There's a reason why cats create some of the funniest videos of all time.
Cats are. Do you have a cat, Adam? Do you like
My
cats?
mother has, yeah, I've had about, I don't know, 8 or 9 since the time.
Really?
I was a kid. Not all at once, obviously, but when
You
I
like
was
cats?
eight,
Are you a
when
cat
I was-
guy?
I got a crazy story to share with you guys. No joke.
Oh shit! Finally,
There was a cat at the time, was just a little kitten that looks
was it a
exactly
cat
like
in
my
a
mom.
hat or just a cat?
A regular cat.
Okay.
Like multicolored, gray, black, and a bit of orange. Anyways, the cat, they looked very, very much like each other. My mom's cat and the cat out through a windowsill. There was a guy, you know what I mean? Even though they were separated by the window, there was like a lot of yelling. I couldn't believe it.
I
couldn't
haven't
believe
a
that's the
clue what
story?
Adam just said.
The stories you couldn't believe that cats were yelling.
When there's if they're next to each other, they're separated by a window. It doesn't matter. They still Like you have the outside, right? I don't know.
How are
what
you
the-
a real person?
in the
You
backyard?
look like you have a cat though, because of all the hairs on this.
Yeah, I know. The neighbor's cat.
His boyfriend has a cat.
Really, that's it.
So anyway,
Yeah, cats.
it happens, but I never thought it would happen through a window. You know, like
What's your experience?
no
with-
idea what the fuck you
Yeah,
just
what's your
said.
experience with gerbils?
whoa. What did you not understand? My mom's cat was
Fighting with another cat
Yeah,
through a
Poseidon's
window.
the problem. Yeah, Poseidon's the problem.
Clawing what?
at the
When
window.
my mom's cat saw another cat in the backyard, outside on the other side of the window, they started going and scratching.
Yeah, the cats are territorial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when there's a window, I figured it didn't matter. It's when they're physically next to each other. But anyways, it is what it is.
I mean, I'm. You said that story, and everyone's gonna get upset. It's such a sad and intense story. We were expecting just a calm, funny day.
How much did you put on the game tonight?
I didn't bet.
That's a lie.
I bet on the weekend.
You
but
couldn't
that's
even
whole
say
separate
the word
story.
bet.
I bet. I didn't bet.
I didn't bet. I didn't bet. You couldn't even say the word, you
So take me
liar.
one of those orthophonists, those people who help you pronounce
The
it.
funniest.
You know
But
what?
he said that fine. He said that word fine, but he couldn't say the word bet.
Orthophonist.
I don't know how to say it in English, but
Poseidon, you're an orthophonist. You're an orthophonist. You're you're notorious orthophonist.
But yeah, cats are hilarious.
yeah.
Did
Your cat happen to notice those two cats? A good thing it didn't, eh?
I guess you could say that. Yeah. The weirdest thing happened to me the other day. I was smoking, and then like I'm just chilling on my balcony, and then a squirrel just walked up to me,
That's very rare.
and he just stared at me,
Very rare.
and he didn't panic. He just sat there and he just looked at me.
Usually they run away.
He was like,
Shouldn't
"Hey,
you be in a
bud,"
circus?
and I was sitting there. I was like, "Yo, what does this guy want?" Like I'm so now used to it because I'm so used to like messing with them, like going like "Wah!" to the squirrels and they
when I was
scram.
young, they would tell me that if a squirrel bites you, it could bite off your finger. I don't know if that's actually true.
Well, the thing is, when a squirrel like that approaches you, the first thought I get is rabies.
Are they rodents?
But it wasn't like, they are.
I don't know how accurate it is,
They're a
though.
family of rodents.
Yeah, they're rodent.
Yeah, they're part of the rodent family. But the thing is, the first thought that came to my head is, well, the squirrel has rabies, so and it ran away. But if it didn't have, if it had rabies, it would have attacked me.
You're correct.
I'm gonna ask Poseidon the same question a second time. Did your cat wouldn't your cat be
Did your
chasing
cat
the other
notice the
squirrel out of there?
squirrel? Yeah.
I no longer have a cat.
But he wants to know still. If
Yeah.
Did you
sorry to
see
hear
any
that.
cats in the neighborhood noticing that squirrel?
Yeah, probably. I see them chasing them all the time.
Like they're friends?
No. Like I see because I see street cats and they chase the squirrels.
Have you noticed there's black squirrels now that never existed before?
You know what? And I swear
He
to God,
brought this up last time, actually. Poseidon gets upset every time people talk
and
about this.
the property value of these parks are starting to go down.
Because there's more blacks than them. That's fuck.
There's less swings, there's less slides.
Spray paint everywhere.
I get what's going on over here.
Can you domesticate a squirrel? Have you ever?
Yeah, of course.
You could domesticate anything.
Yeah.
Except Adam.
Maybe not a lion, but
People have domesticated.
Adam was born domesticated. That's his problem.
He's too domesticated. He's
Yeah.
been in captivity. Can't put him out in the wild.
You're more Dominican than domesticated, really.
But I've shown like I've had Australian cousins visit us, and they see a squirrel and lose their mind
Why?
because they've never seen a squirrel before.
Oh well, in Australia they wouldn't survive.
Wait, where are squirrels only in North America?
I enough for my Australian cousins to go. We can look at this,
And in Europe,
Look at
I
this.
think it's
They don't have squirrels there.
squirrels are only colder climates.
but you
That's
hear
fantastic. I didn't even hear that.
you.
Really?
But there in Australia, you'll hear like other noises. I've always said that.
Yeah,
you know,
scorpions and such.
You know when you're in a peaceful backyard and you hear the bird going tweet 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 tweet, quiet backyard. And in Australia, you hear
Yeah.
it's like fucking other animals you've never heard in your life.
But you know, if you could, because
Kookaburras.
since there's no squirrels in Australia, that means there's no squirrel that's native to Australia.
Right.
So what you could do if you grab
A bunch of squirrels
about
and
10,000 squirrels, and release
dump
them
them
into
there?
Australia, you would completely destabilize the
Australia has
what's I'm gonna call it, the ecosystem.
Ecosystem.
Yeah, that's what they say.
they have the absolute
You could take over
most-
Australia like that.
Bro, I'm telling you, they have the strongest
We just unleashed 14 squirrels and they fuck up the whole country.
they have the strictest border agricultural shit on the planet.
Oh yeah, because it's so.
You get one cockroach there or something, and the whole country.
Well, it's so because the topography is so unique to that area.
That's
It
it.
doesn't exist anywhere else in the world.
Bro, I've seen fish that look like crabs, but they're fish. But they
That's
have
crazy.
like
That's
they
wild.
have like they're prehistoric. They have like
That's insane,
yeah. And those when you go fishing,
bro.
you're
Did
not
this
allo-
piece
you're
of
not-
garbage just yawn into the microphone?
Bro,
I was away from the microphone.
Hold on, you can't hold a conversation other than gambling and shitting yourself, and you get mad when we talk about Australia.
and burping, of course.
Hold on, you know what? Okay, Adam, entertain us. Tell us what should Australia do?
Well, hold on. What's the issue? Guido says they don't know what squirrels are.
That's not the issue. The issue is if you give squirrels to Australia, apparently all Australia will be taken over in like a year and a half.
Then don't give them the squirrels. Simple.
That is true, though. He does have a point there.
Yeah, kangaroo are like deer. They're everywhere.
Somebody said kangaroo are just deer that went to the gym, and I
saw that
can't. I can't stop thinking about it.
It's kind of that. They're well, they box. They actually really do box, though. That's the funniest thing.
You know, they could kill someone with with their kick or their punch because they use their tail as a spring.
That's right. No, that's cool. They're you see those koala, you don't see them. You see koalas like in the zoo.
I have a feeling
Koalas
that
are probably some of the cutest things in the world.
Guido, I think
Not
the
wet,
conclusion might be because Australia has a different climate. They have different animals living there, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if half the animals in Australia are in like, Chile or Brazil or something. And that's down there too.
I was
Whatever.
watching. I was watching a video about.
New Zealand doesn't even have the animals that Australia has.
There was a moment in my teenage years where I knew right away I'd never move to Australia in my life.
It's when you saw that.
I was watching a video about how
Black people have rights in Australia. And I was upset.
there was a story
Not on my watch.
of a shark attack
Jesus Christ.
in like a residential river area where they have their boats, but it was man-made. The river, it was not.
And the shark went there.
It was man-made, and so there was no fish. It was just a river for residents. They could swim in, take their boats in. Blah. It was like blocked off, and a bull shark managed from the ocean
To go there.
to swim upstream the river and somehow jump through fucking loops because it's like connected to a fucking river or whatever. And it tore through some shit, jumped up, swam upstream, and it killed a kid or some shit. It ate a
Hey,
kid.
that one stuck with you for life.
And like I saw this when I was a teenager. I'm like, well, I'm not moving to fucking Australia, bro.
I like when he says
We got fucking sharks behaving like salmon. Like, what kind of world is
no,
that? Bro?
you have sharks that even fucking knock up liquor stores.
What?
Those are
Shark's a
shark
code
attack. A shark comes in.
Oh shit!
Give me all your fucking money. It was a shark attack. How did he die? He got shot. The shark shot him.
That's called a shack attack.
Have you ever seen the movie Jaws, Guido?
Yes, I've seen the
Yeah,
movie
I
Jaws
find it a little
recently.
creepy. But
Interesting fact about that movie.
It's all filmed in a pool.
Hey,
Did you know that?
probably.
You could see the cutoff line of the pool and what's.
I hope it was all filmed in a pool.
Well, they because that shark wasn't working well, it worked in Spielberg's favor because the mystique of hearing about the shark made it scarier. So when it finally does show up, it made it even
the
bigger.
actors reacted naturally.
Because for 3/4 of the movie, you don't see a fucking shark.
First of all, let's be honest. Even if I knew that it was a mechanical shark,
You still get scared.
I'd still be fucking terrified. Bro.
Exactly.
Because like, what if there's 1% chance it's real?
Not even 1%. Just looking at it is scary.
Yeah, exactly.
Like remember those the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park? I know that it's fake, but it's still scary looking.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude, you could go like this and stick your hand out of the water in a beach, and I'll still be scared. Like I'm saying, the mind scares you more.
Yeah.
If you're in deep water, let's say you go right to the middle of the Mediterranean, okay, and you're on a fishing boat, and they say, okay, you could jump in if you want. A small part of you thinks, man, there's
I
a giant.
did that when I was in Cuba. Eh?
Okay, but there's
And
you
the thing
think
is,
there's a shark under there.
Man, here's the
somewhere.
thing. They said we're going to coral reef, so there's no risk of shark.
Exactly.
And then like I had my goggles on, bro. And I jumped in the water, bro. There were no coral reefs around.
But
Bro.
Can I
Did you
just
see
say,
how
I don't
you
know
scare
what's a
yours-
coral reef?
So coral reefs are these. It's like reefs and where little fish live in, and sharks cannot go because they're too big. And coral reefs are very sharp.
Okay.
Great Barrier Reef, Australia.
So basically,
So when they
sharks.
told you that, you thought I'm protected, but then you look down and you're
I
like,
look down and it's just sand and seaweed, bro.
you're like, this was just a rumor.
And I'm like, this is deep water. Like I could see down, but it's like
clear.
it's like standing on the 7th floor of a building.
Okay.
That's how deep it was.
Okay.
I'm looking down and I don't see any coral reefs, bro.
Your
And
mind.
usually when you see coral reefs, also there's a lot of livelihood. Meaning that you see a lot of fish, you see a lot of crabs, you see a lot of color. It's a lot of colored fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we know the colored fish.
There's a lot of different types of little fish, and you don't see sharks. But the thing is, usually when you're in shark waters, there isn't a lot of fish around because it's shark waters.
So now
and the
that's
fish
it.
and the fish know not to go
Because there's a shark.
because there's shark there. So it's usually empty waters. And I'm swimming and I'm like, there's not a fish in sight. It's like, you know when they say the birds stop whistling, it's because there's a predator nearby? It's the same thing in the
Oh,
ocean.
is that
When-
what they do, the birds?
When there's no
They don't want to warn, brother.
when there's no fish around, it's usually because those waters are governed by the sharks, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
if
how long did you last in the water then?
Well, I stayed for an hour.
Really?
But I stuck around. I stuck around some other people. You know, I strategically positioned myself between the boat and other people. So like that, if anything ever happened, you know, like I was like, okay, I got an escape plan. And then I went back up, and I go to the guy. This was in a catamaran at the time in Cuba.
Catamaran.
You know, we took it out to the sea and we went to go see the dolphins. I asked him, I go, bro, I didn't see no coral reefs, bro. He's like, yeah, you're right, and he just
That's
chuckled.
it. He just said, yeah,
He just
you're right.
chuckled.
Now they give
You know what
the
else you
bread.
don't see? You don't see that guy with both his arms. You want to know why? Because there's no coral reefs.
No, but I remember I did that stuff too. There, they give you a piece of toast and you go feed the fish, and they all. Even a stingray, or if I'm with a bunch of Finding Nemos, I still don't like it. I don't like fish swimming around me.
No, but you know you're safe. If
I
you
know.
see a lot of fish like that,
Yeah.
you know you're good.
All the tropical fish, you're okay.
Yeah, exactly. If you see a lot of these colored fish, different colors, the clownfish, the this, the
And
that.
if you see nothing, you're dead.
If you see nothing, ask yourself why there's nothing
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's usually hunting grounds.
Now, I'm not an environmental scientist, but the last time I checked, there's no walls. Fish can go anywhere. Sharks can go anywhere. I don't understand. Is there something I need to know about the quality of? You know what I mean? You go anywhere if you're a shark. Oh, fish won't go here because they're shark. Sharks can go anywhere, right?
But that's what he's trying to say. He's saying the little fish sense the big shark is on its way, so they disappear. That's what he's saying.
Oh, okay. But that can't tell you that there's a tendency for little sharks to be in a certain area because you can go anywhere.
Right. Sharks can go anywhere they want.
Okay, that's all I want to
Like
say.
he said, they went to Australia in like a garage.
They have passports, Adam.
They're usually hanging around sunken ships,
Yeah.
Adam,
pawning off the gold.
intellectuals
Out.
Out.